There's one thing that I've learned over the last decade of working with men, studying guys that are very successful, working with men that are incredibly successful, whether they're Fortune 500 entrepreneurs, whether they are famous athletes, whether they're famous musicians, doesn't matter what field they're in. There's one thing that makes or breaks men. And there's one thing that I believe that every single man should fight with his life to defend. One thing that you as a man, doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, should fight with everything that you have to defend, to maintain, to develop, to curate in your life. And this is the one thing that forever and ever and ever has made men successful, has made men powerful and potent, has made men unstoppable in their ability to build, to create. And I believe that whether we like it or not, we have to acknowledge that male collaboration is in, whether we want to call it under attack, or it's in low supply, or it's under assault, or it's being challenged, or, however we want to position that. But the reality is that men are more isolated, men are more lonely, men are less collaborative than ever before, especially within Western culture. I see this all the time. And weak men will back away from this. And maybe weak men is too dramatic of a statement, right? Maybe it's just men who haven't been cultured, men who haven't been developed to see the value in male collaboration and male friendships. And I get this because for a very long time, if you looked at my closest friend list, a lot of them were women. I surrounded myself with a lot of women. And I did that because it was easier for me to get along with women. But I also did that because I was a horn dog and like having a lot of women around me constantly was beneficial for a number of reasons that I think are fairly obvious. But for the most part, I shied away from male friendships because, one, my life was pretty out of integrity. And when you have solid men in your life, it's hard to continue to be out of integrity because those men are going to challenge you. They're going to push you. They're going to question you. They're going to notice things that other people either might not notice, or if they notice it, they're not going to say anything. And having quality men in your life are going to push you. Now, besides the societal part of it, there is the individual sense of fulfillment. There is the individual sense of purpose, of meaning, and of camaraderie. What I've learned over the years in the last decade, because now I have incredible male friends in my life. I have some incredible and outstanding men who are in my life, who show up in my life, who check in with me, who hold me accountable, who challenge me, who push me to think differently and bigger or broader or deeper, who challenge my decisions when maybe it's out of alignment with who they know me to be. Outside of the societal pieces are the very real truths that for a man to have a sense of fulfillment, a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose and mission in life, he needs to be doing those things alongside other men. Now, that doesn't mean that he has to be living his purpose or, that your career or your vocation or your job or whatever, that you need to have other men involved with it all the time. You could be a solopreneur and be incredibly successful and be very happy. But to share in the spoils, to share in the ups and downs, the trials and the tribulations, the peaks and the valleys, to go along through life with other men at your side, that is a kind of asset that we as men don't often think about putting into the bank. But it's something that what I've noticed specifically pre and post pandemic, men are suffering more than ever. There's probably a small percentage of men that can go their own way and they don't need anybody else and they can go live on a cottage in the middle of the forest and fend for themselves. And that's genuinely the life that they want. Power to them. I have no problem with that. But the majority of men want community. The majority of men want friendship. They want to go through life alongside other quality men that are going to support them, challenge them, promote them, be there for them, etc. And so I'm going to give you 2 or 3 things that you can do very briefly. Number 1 is find groups of like-minded men who are going to push you, inspire you, challenge you, support you, and get in with those groups and be active in terms of curating friendship and finding opportunities for collaboration. This is a skill that post artificial general intelligence is going to be very, very valuable, in my opinion. People with high levels of social acumen and social skills are going to be very, very, very valuable. African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I think that is probably one of the most underrated statements of all time. And if you want to go far, go together with other great men. So share your comments, share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, DM me, let me know your thoughts on this one. But man it forward. Share this episode with somebody that you know could use to hear it. Maybe one of your buddies, maybe one of your brothers. And until next week, as always, this is Connor Beaton signing off.